Good morning, guys. So welcome back to my channel. So this morning I wanted to talk about, before we get started, because we are actually coming to the end of the week. It is Friday and I'm so glad it's Friday, but my whole point today was to come on and let you guys know that I tried to go back on Instagram. So I want to tell you what happened. So I wanted to go back on Instagram because I felt like maybe now that it's been almost 2 years that I can go back on and probably find the things about it that I enjoyed about it. I wasn't missing anything, but that's, to me, is still um, when the enemy is trying to tempt you to do something. But thinking now, when I said before that even though you get through something, there will be other times in your life where something will come back and say, okay, now let's try to do it now. And I felt like I wasn't being obedient to my spirit and what it was telling me not to do. But I went ahead and said, okay, I can go back on Instagram. I can handle this now. It is not as if I couldn't handle it before, but I didn't realize that I didn't need it, because the enemy uses so many tools to get to you in life and try to um, lead you astray. And Instagram to me is one of those things, and Facebook. And it also has ways of tempting you. There's a lot of people that commit suicide from what they see, also trying to keep up with society and things like that. So, and back in the day, we didn't have those things. We just, were outside and we were enjoying life. And now with so much social media, it's a lot of things that can influence the way a person feels, how they think about themselves. So I went back on social media for one day. And when I tell you that I was so tired of it, within an hour, I had to get off. So I went on because it was a weekend and I had finished doing everything I needed to do. And I said, let me just go back on and reconnect, because there was so many people I hadn't seen and hadn't spoken to in years. And that also tells you something. If the people that you speak to or have a connection with is only through social media, then that's not your circle. So me still being a student, still learning, I still make mistakes, and I feel like that was one of them. So if I can give anybody any advice, I would say try to do without it for a year and see how it makes you feel. And I really realized that I enjoy my privacy. I enjoy not posting things about just minor things. I could see that what I was doing was mistakes, because I was allowing things into my life that caused me to try to keep up with society, or just wanting to be in the know. So it's been almost I'll say a year and a half. I have not been on Instagram. I deleted my page. I got back on, and instantly within minutes somebody was commenting, or I saw people's pictures. I was reading comments and I was thinking about, what the person had just said. And I'm like, oh, let me comment, because it's no. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I am so far beyond that. I like the fact that nobody knows what I'm doing. I like the fact that if I put something out there, it's just because I'm trying to teach or show somebody something and encourage them in God, and help them to stay faithful. And just, it's a different vibe. I don't want to be on Instagram. And I feel like going back, it also gave me the strength to move forward, because I feel like I don't have time for that. That space is not open anymore in my life, and I filled it with something else. And again, that is just the love of God and just learning who I am and doing other things that complete me. But I wanted to know from somewhere out there, like, what have you started doing um, to change the way you act towards people who do not have the same response as you or love? Um, Lately, I've noticed that I have to be better to myself, because I was in a session. I was talking to someone about this, about how I keep saying I'm gonna do something and then I don't do it. And the person asked me, she said, well, why aren't you doing it? And I said, I don't know, because I write down the thing that I want to do, and then a month or two go by and I don't do it. And this is just something that I've been wanting to do, fun for me. And she said to me, she said, well, Stephanie, think about a friend. What would you do or say to a friend that, and I just want to leave this with you for food for thought, that keeps telling you they're going to do something, but then when it comes down to doing it, it gets to that day, they don't show up, or they don't meet you where you are, or you're all set, you got your outfit ready, you know what day you're going, and then each and every time you set up plans with this person, they cancel on you. what would you think about that person? And I said, well, I would think that that person is not a friend. I think that person is a liar. I hate to use the word, but I would think that person is not loyal. I probably would block them and stop speaking to them because I don't really have time for a person wasting my time. She said, well, that's what you're doing to yourself. That hit home. She's like, you're not being a good friend to yourself, because each and every time you plan to do something, you make plans to do it, and then when it get down to that date, you cancel, you don't go and do it. You're not being good to yourself. So I just want somebody out there who may be listening to this to know that you got to be good to yourself. So that's a better way of making plans and starting to treat yourself better. So I wrote down a couple things that I would like to do. And just so I wouldn't even go back to, it's not that social media is stopping me from doing it, but just think about that the next time you want to do something for yourself and you don't do it. You're just canceling out on yourself, and you're not being good to yourself. So I have to start being good to me. And I think for anyone out there who's listening to this, and you want to start taking dance classes, you want to travel, you want to learn more, you want to do more, you want to go certain places, and you just have not had the time to do it, think about how you're treating yourself. You're not being a really good friend to yourself. Put yourself first. God is first. We come second. But in situations where you're always doing something for other people and you don't do things for yourself, just think about that. So I hope everyone is having a blessed and wonderful weekend or start to their weekend. And I hope you come back to my channel. I hope to have more things posted for things to do in Atlanta. But right now, I'm just focused on just being better to myself and the people that matter the most around me, that check on me, that care for me. And I just pray for everybody out there, and hopefully everybody is being obedient. But thanks for coming back to my channel. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye.